I reckon this place would have been really creepy at night. Right, we've got to get out of here. So today I've come back to Scotland where my Bothy adventures first began in September last year. And that all started with Glendura, and the reason I did that video is because I was inspired by watching a video by Ruth Ayling staying alone at night in a remote Scottish Bothy. And since then I've seen a ton of videos popping up all over the place saying that it's haunted, so I had to go and check it out for myself. However, something even more terrifying than ghosts may have scuppered the journey before I've even started. I don't know if you can see there, that helicopter flying along with a bucket underneath it, and what looks like low cloud over there, that's actually smoke, and that is the Forestry Service trying to put it out. It's a wildfire, folks. I spoke to a local farmer on the way in, and he said that some wild campers had to be airlifted out of this area last night because they got surrounded by fire. So that's pretty scary. I said that I've come all this way, I'm gonna hike as far as I can, but as you can see, it does look like the smoke is coming from just the other side of that ridge there. And this track looks like it's gonna go straight to it. So I'm not sure how close I'm gonna be able to get to White Laggan, or if I'm gonna be able to get there at all at this stage. They might turn me around and tell me it's unsafe. I think I'm just gonna walk a little bit further, see what's going on, and potentially this could be the shortest Bothy adventure I've had on the channel so far. But let's go and have a look at least. Yeah, I heard, but I think you better be careful because it's obviously still bubbling. Yeah, I just wondered about White Laggan. Can you get to it? So that was some guys from the Forestry Commission. They've just said to me that although White Laggan isn't affected by the fire at the moment, the wind could change and it definitely would be in danger. They've advised not to sleep there overnight. The one time I plan to come to not only the Bothy that started me on this journey, but probably the most famous Bothy at the moment because of all the haunted videos about it. And this happens. It's just incredible, really. And funnily enough, another thing that local farmer told me was that White Laggan's a bit of a local drug den. Apparently it's been busted a couple of times by the police, so yeah, I'm not sure ghosts are really the thing that you really need to fear about this place. I know I've already spoken to a couple of people. I was planning to stay in White Laggan tonight, but I didn't know anything about this until I got here. Okay. So that's the second forestry person that's told me not to go on. But after a little chat with her and I explained what I was doing, she said that she was okay with me just walking up to the top here and trying to see the extent of the fire. So I think I'm almost at the Bothy. That is the lock. It's quite a small lock called Lock D, and you can see that just over there is where the fire is raging. There are helicopters just above the mountain there, so yeah, it would definitely be too dangerous to stay here, but nevertheless it's far enough away for me to at least go and have a look at the Bothy before I turn back. So that's what I'm going to do. I found the Bothy. Don't know if you can see it, but it is just there. Yeah, the sun's so bright it's hard to see anything at the moment, but yeah, this looks like proper tick territory. There's not a proper track there, so I'm just gonna put my gaiters on and then I'll make my way up there. I'm trying to place my feet so that they don't just sink into the ground right now. Yep, it just sunk. But yeah, we're almost there. The sun, we've still got a few hours of sunlight. I've got plenty of time to get back to the car. And from here you can just about see the smoke on the other side of the hill there, just above the trees, so it really is quite close. And you can see it sitting in the valley there as well. So there's no doubt about it, this would be a dangerous place to stay tonight. So pretty sure we're not in immediate danger, and I've got plenty of time to get back to the car, so we're almost there. And you never know, someone might actually be in there. Surely they're aware of what's going on. At least if there is someone there and I've taken the effort to go this far, then I can at least warn them that it's not advisable to stay tonight. I'm right on top of the Bothy now, but I can still barely see it because the sun's so bright, but hey, there it is. Looks really cute with the daffodils everywhere. Which way is the door? So, this looks like the front door. The white Laggan Bothy. Hello? Well, the door wasn't even shut. Okay. So here's the bunking area. Looks like you could get, I don't know, 3 or 4 there, to be honest. And there's a separate room, another couple of bunking areas slash benches to sit on, and a table. Nice little sort of squat looking burner. Aha, another little room here as well. That's kind of like a food preparation area. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. It's like a proper kitchen area. Really nice. I'm really gutted that I'm not going to be able to sleep here after all this. Quite a hard hike to get out here as well, especially with the sun beating down. But yeah, I'm really sad that I'm not going to be able to stay here. It may be that I'd get away with it completely, but it'd be very stupid to risk it because this place literally is surrounded by forest, and just the other side of that hill there is where the fire is. So just going to take this off for a second, have a little look around, get some footage. So yeah, as you can see, there is a big bit of space between here and the forest edge, but there's a lot of stuff that could still burn. And if we have a little look up here, see if I can shade the camera a little bit. Once that sun disappears over there, you'll be able to see the smoke really clearly. It's literally just next to the Bothy, just the other side of the hill really. So there's only 2 helicopters there with little buckets trying to control this fire, and I'm not sure they're really having much of an impact on it. So that fire could definitely make its way around here to the Bothy overnight, maybe in the next few hours. So yeah, scary really. You can just about see Loch Dee in the distance there. Very stunning landscape. Such a shame about the wildfires, because potentially all this forest could get taken by the fire tonight, or at least in the next couple of days, and there could even be some damage to the Bothy, which is terrible. I really hope that doesn't happen. So this Bothy apparently has been around since 1799, and it was part of a larger estate owned by one family. However, there was a shepherd and his family that lived here for a good while, until it was turned into a hunting lodge. And there was like a prefabricated area that was much larger in front, I think, the other side of this Bothy, and that's where they entertained the guests. For a short time, they knocked that down, and this was a larger building, and they entertained both the guests and had the servants' quarters in here. But apparently this is all that's left, is the servants' quarters now. Although you can see some actual ruins around the other side here. Now I'm not sure how much of these remains are actually parts of the foundation and walls of the old hunting lodge, but it does look like there's kind of corridors and sections that could have been walls, parts of the original building. I can hear some weird animal noises coming from the forest over there. I reckon this place would have been really creepy at night. Right, we've got to get out of here. It does look like the smoke's died down. I think they probably have got it under control now. I've got to hike back to the car. I promised the forestry lady that I wouldn't be stupid and stay here tonight. So that's the only reason she let me carry on coming up here. So I've made a promise, I'm going to stick to it. And plus, I don't want to risk getting burnt alive, obviously. So let's go. Goodbye, White Laggan Bothy. Maybe another time I shall stay here. But for now, it's adios. So now, with only a few hours of daylight left, I've got to work out where I'm going to stay tonight. I haven't got time to get to another Bothy, and I hadn't booked a hotel because I thought I was sleeping here. I just stopped and turned around just to listen to the peace and quiet, and I can see the smoke has really risen up again back where I was. So definitely a good move to leave. I'll just step in the shade a little bit and see if you can see it. That is literally just where we were. So it's changed direction again, and to be honest, I can feel the breeze in my face. So that was definitely a wise choice to get out of there. It just goes to show how quickly things change, because when I came out of the Bothy, it looked like it was all under control. Now, turn around 20 minutes later, and it's rising up above there as if it's fully ablaze again. As always, the hike back to the car seems so long. I just don't remember it being this time consuming on the way up here. But I didn't expect to do it twice in one day, and this rucksack is getting very, very heavy now. I'll tell you what, if I can find a campsite nearby that's got a handy bar and serves hot food, that's where I'm going tonight. Yeah, not quite what I had in mind when I first started this journey this morning, but hey, let's go with it. So I did manage to find a little hotel in a tiny village called New Galloway. Now, I wasn't expecting to have to find a hotel for the night, but I'm really glad I did, because I slept like a log. It was such a peaceful and quiet little hotel. It's one of those places that are almost from kind of yesteryear, like, you know, place I used to go to with my parents when I was a kid. And it had an ensuite shower and everything I needed in there, and all of my clothes absolutely stank of smoke. I just didn't realise how much smoke was in the air when I was walking out to the Bothy and back yesterday. So I'm really glad that I had a shower and I'm all freshened up and I'm ready for the next adventure. So my visit to Laggan Bothy really didn't turn out the way I planned it. It never does, it seems. But I had a solid adventure, and I just hope that the wildfires didn't make their way entirely up to the Bothy and that it's still standing, and maybe I can come back again at some point in the future. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.